The video limiter effect is found under the color correction category, and this effect helps with managing colors in a broadcast workflow, meaning a project that's going to be broadcast on TV. So it's a very specifically used effect, and generally an After Effects artist who's working as the motion designer or even visual effects artist isn't going to be the one responsible for managing broadcast saved colors. But I'll still show you how it works. So before I even apply it, I want to point out that this effect works up to 32 bits per channel and is GPU accelerated. That's what these two icons right here mean. And because of that, this is really the effect you would want to use for managing broadcast colors rather than the actual broadcast colors effect, which only works with 8-bit and is not GPU accelerated. Now I'll drag video limiter out onto this video clip, which is a businessman looking like he's gonna go for a nice little swim in slow motion, which, by the way, if you just click on this little button right here and come to the stretch property, I could change this down to 25%. And any slow-mo stock footage looks a lot less dramatic if you play it at the speed it was actually filmed. But anyway, let's get back to video limiter. Like I said, this effect is designed to manage colors and make sure that they're in the legal range of color values for broadcast. And if I bring up my Lumetri Scopes panel, then I can see what makes up my overall image. Now, this is the range of 8-bit colors from 0 to 255. That's the minimum and maximum brightness value of any pixel. But over on the left side is the IRE values, which is what broadcast colors are measured in. So right here we have clip level set to 103 IRE, which is actually brighter than what we have in this 8-bit workflow. Even though I'm working in 32 bits per channel, this video is only 8 bits. So I could drop this down to 8 by Alt or Option clicking on there, and it's not going to look any different. And since all of my colors are within this range and we're not going above 103 IRE, this effect isn't actually changing anything about my image. But this is a stock video clip, so it makes sense that the person who recorded this footage has made sure that it's in a nice range of values to be color corrected for use with any project that you're working on. But if I artificially increase the exposure before the video limiter effect, and let's just increase that up to the point where I'm really clipping everything out. I'm pushing all of this exposure way beyond that 100 IRE value and my maximum 255 8-bit range, then things are getting blown out. Now this effect still isn't doing anything if I turn it off and back on because my clip level is set to 103 IRE, which is a brightness value that doesn't even exist inside this 8-bit range. So if I take a look at this menu, we have 4 different options. 100 IRE, which is the standard SMPTE range. But even if I choose that value, nothing is changing because my 8-bit range maxes out at 100 IRE. Since nothing can exist above that, there's nothing for this to clip. However, if I change my project back to 16 or even 32 bits per channel, then we are going to start seeing a difference. If I turn this back off and on, it's a very subtle adjustment, but it is pulling some of my colors that are getting really clipped out down to a different range. Now, visually, there's almost no difference here. You'd have to really zoom in and look at those pixels very closely to see any difference. But if we jump down here to the gamut warning checkbox, I'll turn that on and a lot of my image goes magenta. That's because of the gamut warning color. This is just a bright color that stands out very easily, so it's clear to see what exactly is out of the gamut range, basically, which you can essentially think of as what's overexposed and what's getting clipped off by this effect. Now, if I dial my exposure back down, you can see that most of that color goes away. If I get to a certain point, there are no magenta pixels left. That means that everything is now within range of the video limiter, which is clipping it to that 100 IRE range. So you can use this not only to make sure that all of your colors are staying within that legal range, but also just as a utility to visually see if any of your colors are outside that legal range. We have one other option right here, which is compression before clipping. Now, if I bring this back up again to where it's super overexposed, and I uncheck that gamut warning, I can choose one of these values to compress the image prior to this clip level. So if I say 3%, there's a very slight change right there. But I could change that to 5 and it will be a little bit more, 10, or even 20. And now you can visually see the difference. If I turn this off and back on, it's basically taking the brightest parts of my image and dragging them down so that they are within this 100 IRE range by 20%. If I turn on my gamut warning, I'm still going to get that overexposure warning, but these values are less extreme now. It's all getting compressed by this 20% value. So again, I can turn this exposure down until we're not seeing any of that magenta color. And then I can turn this on and back off and again see that everything's in the legal range, so we're not getting any of that clipping. And this doesn't just work on the highlights. If I were to bring the offset way down so that I'm getting a lot of clipped off values in these blacks, it's going to do the same thing for those darks. Compress it by 20%, make sure that it fits that 100 IRE range, and give me that gamut warning if I have that checkbox checked. So with that checked, again, I can use it as an indicator to know whether or not I'm clipping these values beyond a point that I should be. But that's everything you need to know about the video limiter effect. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, then check out the other ones here on my YouTube channel. And if you like my teaching style, then definitely check out my longer form content on Skillshare and School of Motion. And if you want to support more tutorials like this one, check out my Patreon. You can find links for all of that stuff in the description of this video.